Is golden glory upon us? We've seen a huge rise overnight in the price of gold and silver. Let's see if it holds until the end of the month, which is a couple of days away. Are we on the cusp here, on the very edge of glory? It's looking positive so far. Let's take a quick look at the specific targets. This is your weekly precious metals price analysis and update brought to you by Ainslie Bullion and the Gold and Silver Standard. My name's Joe. You're looking at gold here on the weekly time frame. Use the time codes below to go to your favorite metal straight away. We'll do just gold and silver for this week. $2,044 US. So we're using the US dollar price. Weekly time frame using the tradingview.com website. Sorry, this is the monthly time frame. My apologies. So in last week's video, which is gold and silver almost there, we were talking about gold right here, the downtrend line. We're at just under $2,000, $1,996. We were talking about the fact that for a while we've needed to see, and I've needed to see it close the month of November above, or any month in particular, above the roughly $2,000 to $2,010 mark. And we really wanted to see it close above this downtrend line right here. And taking a look at gold, that was at 1996, as I said, just in the last couple of days, well, just overnight, really. We woke up this morning and I posted this meme on the Ainslie Facebook account, facebook.com/Ainslie Bullion. That feeling when you wake up and see gold and silver have pumped overnight to levels that tell you December will likely pump them even more. The vintage Nicolas Cage Con Air movie, famous meme right there. You can find that on Facebook and on Twitter as well, twitter.com/Ainslie Bullion. So we had this pump overnight, and check this out. Beautiful move. And we were already edging above that 2008 level. That was a few days ago. We did break 2000. That was a great sign. But then just overnight, we've opened today green, but just overnight, we pumped from, let's see, around about 2010 US dollars roughly to over 2040 US dollars, a $30 move in the last 24 hours, and really just in the last 12 hours because that happened overnight. So it's looking really, really positive. Now, of course, you have to bear in mind the month has not been locked in yet. So very easily this could be a fake out and then we close below this area here. I'll call it right here 2000, and let's call it 2010. So you can see that level right here that goes back to 30th of October this year. So I would say closing the month below that level of 2010. Unfortunately, not looking great. But let's just pop on the indicator right here. So as you can see, there's that downtrend line broken, which is really great to see. Look, actually around about, let me pop up to the monthly and let me just double check that 2010 is the level. Let me double check that. Let's see, what's the high there? Yeah, it is. So you can see the high in October was right up here. If you can see that, if I scroll up, you can see $2,009.42. Let's just call it 2010 US dollars. So if for some reason this is a fake out, I don't think it is, but if for some reason it is, and we close below last month's high of that 2009.42, then not looking as good, not looking as definite that December would be a pump month, and that we're making very clearly 100% certain that we're making these new all-time highs in the coming months. But look, again, that's the little line in the sand right there. So let me pop that down once more, pop that in. Really want to see it hold above that, preferably that 2009, $2010 area. Even if we do come back here, let's just say we have a dump. I don't think it's going to happen, but let's say we have a dump today or tomorrow, a big spike down, and then we retest this downtrend line right here, but then we pump back above that 2010, then we can still say it closed the month over that $2009, $2010 mark. So yeah, a retest, a back test of a downtrend line that you've just broken out of is actually quite a healthy thing. I'm certainly not saying it's going to happen, and anything I say here is not financial advice, not necessarily the advice of Ainslie or Ainslie's opinion. But a move down to there, as long as we break above and hold above for the month, then we're still in good stead. But on the daily time frame, we've certainly moved from sort of the halfway point between overbought and oversold, so right in that midway point on the relative strength index on the daily time frame. So we're pumping higher at the moment on the RSI, moving into overbought or extremely overbought territory. Look, it's all looking quite positive. On the weekly, a beautiful move. Let me show you right here. It's all looking really, really good. So I'm sort of 99% there at the moment. Just got to wait for the close for the month. Beautiful move on the weekly RSI. We are trending upwards. And again, on the monthly time frame, we are trending upwards again. So this is a good sign, excellent sign. Again, just got to hold that. So a couple of days to go. I think it's Friday where we get that close. Thursday or Friday our time, I believe it will be. So looking really positive. So very, very good for gold. Let's talk about the prices moving higher now and what we can potentially expect, because we did have a person comment, and actually I won't show names, but we did have a person comment. What kind of time frame and what kind of prices could we be look at, next roughly topping out at? Of course, as you know, the price goes up and down. Funny that. But the next big level for me, and I've been talking about this for a while, and could it hit it in, 6 to 8 months in this next year? Yeah, quite possible. First, we need to clear, of course, the all-time high. Okay, so for example, if we do close above the $2,010 price on the monthly for November, quite likely, more likely than not, that December is a green month, and then more likely that December does show or does print new all-time highs. Where we top out at for December, really hard to say, but what I can say is that we would be probably making our move to this level here of between 2,400 to 2,500 US dollars. That's the next, or the first big target for me. This is again on the monthly time frame. So that could take a number of months. That could take till, say the July, August, September roughly of 2024. Or it could take sooner, if gold has an absolute quick pump in, a few months' time. Less likely. So more likely sort of the second half onwards. But that is the big target right there, 2,400 to 2,500 US dollars. But on the way up, are there any other levels on the way up? Let's check that quickly, because we did have someone ask, what would be some of the quick little pump levels? Again, we're talking about US dollars here, so it does depend on what it's doing in your own currency. To give you an example, the Australian dollar coming to right there. So do we find resistance there and head our way back down, or do we pump up? So if we pump up, then the value of your gold holdings may be going down if gold in USD is not moving at all. But certainly you can see both a move in Australian dollars in gold and US dollars. If they both go up, you can see that too. Anyway, just bear that in mind, what your local currency is doing against the USD. And I was talking about potential next little levels. Let's do I'll do some Fibonacci from here and here. We've got the big Fibonacci from some old highs and some old lows. So let's do a little more local Fibonacci right there. And okay, look, it's right there. You've got the 1.618 right here of, again, it's kind of 2,400-ish, so 2,300 to 2,400 US dollars. If I get rid of that one and we do some even more localized Fibonacci, because that commenter was wanting to know sort of in the next couple of months, where could we sort of top out when we make a new all-time high. So let's take it from the previous all-time high right there and this recent low of 1810. Let's do that one. Okay, so that's a little bit more local, and you've got a 1.618 here of, well, again, it's $100 below the other one, so 2,245 US dollars. So that's kind of the main ones for me. So maybe you might see a little bit of a local top in the next few months, maybe at 2250, call it, US dollars, and then the larger one coming, which is between that $2,400 to $2,500 mark, coming, I guess, again, best guess, second half of 2024. So those are my targets moving higher. And again, we just really need to wait for that close of the month. But so far, so good, looking very positive, 99% certain we're on our way. That is gold. Let's take a look at silver. And you can see on our indicators right here, we have broken above that downtrend line, which is really great to see. So again, on the previous video, if we look at it around about here, I guess it was, you had that downtrend line. Nope, that was the previous week, right about here. Okay, so we were at $23.75. We were talking about this downtrend line right here. Again, we needed to, what I said is we really want to see it break and hold above that for the month of November for me to be more confident, or quite confident, that we were heading higher. And just like gold, we have seen a massive move. Look at this in the last week, but in particular in the last few days, we did break above the downtrend line. So that was sitting at around about $24.25 US cents. And we have topped out so far at over 25 US dollars. So this is really, really positive to see. A couple of things to note. We are on the daily time frame. So do have to take, everything into account. On the daily time frame, we are moving in, or have moved into, overbought territory, but you can spend a lot of time in overbought territory, which means, you can spend some time up here and the price keeps pumping and pumping. On the weekly time frame, let's look. It's just a beautiful move. This is so great to see. And we are moving in the direction of up. So moving in the upward direction on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame. So that's very positive to see too. We haven't been in extremely overbought territory on the relative strength index on the weekly time frame since all the way back in the big pump up to that $30 mark back in July of 2020 after the big low, what low down here of $11. So it's due to go into overbought territory soon. I mean, it's been a while. You can certainly have a long break between drinks, but look at that. Between that and that is almost the same distance between there and there. It doesn't have to happen equally, but we're due for a move. And I think you can feel the zeitgeist shift. Can you feel it? I can certainly feel it. Post a comment below if you're feeling that shift, because I certainly am. So that's good for the weekly. And for the monthly time frame, what I can see here on the relative strength index is that we are curling upwards as well, and we are moving in the upwards direction. Bear in mind that the month has not closed yet, so this doesn't necessarily mean it will stop here. So for example, if we had a big dip, then you could see this curl back over, and so then we would not be looking as good as I currently think we are. But the current levels that we need to hold, well, I just really want to hold. Let's have a quick look right here. This is on the weekly time frame. Oh, sorry, this is on the monthly time frame. That huge move in the last month from $22 roughly all the way up to $25. I really want to see it hold above here, preferably. So the high of September, which is $24.80 roughly. I'd love to see it hold that, but if not, right here on the weekly, I would like to see it hold that downtrend line. That would be very preferable for me. So let me pop this into auto. And I think that's pretty much guaranteed. This is on the 1 hour time frame. Sorry, let me pop that onto the daily. I really preferably want to see it hold the line right here, this downtrend line. So that's around about your $24.30 roughly. I don't think in the next couple of days we're going to shoot all the way down, although you just do have to bear that in mind. Again, just like gold, if you do shoot down here, you can certainly have a quick pump back up. So preferably Actually, you know what? I'm going to call it, I'm not going to call it that 2480. I'm going to call it here at the 2550 level. It's basically a range right here. So let me prop that in. So really what I'd like to see it is about here is what I'd love to see it hold above for the monthly, on the monthly, in order for me to be confident that just like gold, we are really rocketing upwards. And if we do hold, then what are the next targets moving higher? I've been talking about the $26 level for silver for a very long time. If you're a new subscriber to the channel, welcome. We have over 4,000 subscribers now, and it's 4,117, I believe it is, as of this morning. Welcome to the new subscribers this week. If you've yet to see a technical analysis, let's quickly do it. Apologies to everyone else. I need to pop this on the logarithmic scale right there. The $26 level, very quickly for everyone else, very quickly for the newbies. 26 is a huge line in the sand, has been for a very long time for silver. Right here you can see it's massive support, 1, 2, 3, 4. It broke down, then it's been a failed move to hold above for a very long time as well. So this level right here, which is also a key Fibonacci level, very, very key, needs to be broken and held above. So I don't think that's coming in the next couple of days, or I could be wrong. Hey, in the next couple of days, if we break above 26 and if we hold, break above and hold, close November at above $26, I am absolutely over the moon. I don't know if that's going to happen for silver for the month of November, but what we certainly need to see for the month of December is a break above and a hold above that $26 level. That's the first one, and the final hurdle, you can see that written in right there. The final hurdle is $31.20 for me. That's just a key Fibonacci that I've had drawn in for a while. And that is pretty much that. Let me just take that back because that's where it is right there. There we go. So that's that final hurdle. You can see that intersects exactly with that Fibonacci level from this old high back in 1980 and the old low back in the early 90s. Right there, that is that level, that, where are we? That 61.8 level right there of 31.20. So that's my final hurdle for silver. Unlike gold, my final hurdle for gold is just closing the month above that $2010 price. So final hurdle for me, in order to say I'm 100% confident that we are rocketing to all-time highs in the next few months, is 2010 US dollars for me. That's my final hurdle, and it's looking really positive. For silver, not quite there yet, but a hold above that $24.50 level gives me good pause to think that we are going to have a green month for December for silver, but the final hurdle not just quite there yet. Holding above 26 is going to be great, but holding above, closing a month above 31.20 is my 100% final hurdle right there. So we will not talk about higher prices for silver yet because we haven't reached that final hurdle for me. I'm going to leave it at that. That has been your weekly precious metals technical analysis and update. Please follow us on Facebook for amazing memes and everything else that we do on the Facebook channel right there. Of course, our daily news articles that you can find on ainsleyBullion.com.au. Follow us on Twitter as well for similar things, but also other Twitter-specific content as well. And of course, please like, share, and subscribe. Like this video, share it around, and subscribe to this channel. Over 4,000 subscribers right now. Please join us. We would love to have you, and post a comment below. We would also love to hear from you about your thoughts about where you think gold and silver are going to be going in the next few months ahead. Please balance your wealth in an unbalanced world. Take care. We'll see you next time.